Welcome, everyone, to my Dynamics weekly newsletter and podcast with a focus on news relating to Microsoft Dynamics 365, AX, GP, NAV, and SL, mainly in connection with, but not limited to, financial reporting, budgeting, and analysis. Noah here, and I'm glad to be back with you. I missed last week with Memorial Day and the weekend kicking off summer vacation. The beaches, restaurants, and bars were packed down here, still are in Pensacola. I did, however, post several podcasts relating to DynamicsCon in Chicago with session presenters from that conference. I've known some of them for years now, but a few of them are new connections, which is a big part of conferences, making new connections and sharing information. The Dynamics user group, Doug, is really good at encouraging both of those. What are we going to talk about in this session? So we are going to look at some DynamicsCon speaker recaps. So I had a few of them join me to recap their sessions and talk about how things went, Expo Hall and everything else. We'll look at some of those and how to get to those links. I added a link on LinkedIn and on our forums message board about how to download Prospero files to your local desktop. Also, this is number 8 probably of recently posted budget topics I've put out since I started picking up budgeting. We'll talk about Prospero financial reporting and budgeting demonstrations. DynamicsCon has blown through Chicago. We'll bring that back up, a little bit of discussion. Planning for Microsoft Dynamics conferences. There are a ton of them out there every year. We'll talk about trial sites available for Prospero financial reporting and budgeting. We'll talk about Dynamic Communities Academy classes. Those are coming up in October. And your last chance to register for June training classes for Dynamics 365 F&O financial reporting, Microsoft Dynamics Management Reporter for AX, GP, and SL, and Prospero Financial Reporting for 365 BC, 365 FO, AX, GP, NAV, or SL. So a lot of great topics we'll look at this covered in this podcast with you. The first one, DynamicsCon speakers. So I had 5 talented presenters share their insights into the DynamicsCon 2025 sessions, their travel stories, parties, expo hall, and more. Each of those are separate recordings that I posted to YouTube on my YouTube channel. And I've got links that I will put in the description to get to those recordings for all those. Namely, there's 5 different people that I got to recap sessions with. Rod O'Connor with E1 Solutions. He had 2 sessions to talk about. Stephanie Clark with Elliott Clark Consulting joined me to do her recap for 2 sessions. Tanya Henderson with Test Team. She had 4 sessions she talked about, plus she did Summit, and then she did DynamicsCon, and she turned around and was flying right away over to Europe for another Dynamics conference, which I may have to look at getting into for next year. David Laster with Greyvock had a busy week at DynamicsCon with 4 sessions, and Sean Dorward with SA Global had 5 sessions. So a lot of great discussion with all of those people. And I had recorded sessions with them before DynamicsCon, and these are their recap sessions. So some great conversations there. Listen if you get a chance. And a lot of these people are coming back in the next big conference, which is going to be in October for Summit. Prospero budgeting tips and tricks. The information in this topic applies to all of the Microsoft Dynamics ERP solutions. And this one's just a really quick and easy one about how to download Prospero Excel and PDF files to your local workstation. Looking back, probably since computer files were ever first created, the dreaded question is, where did I save that file? So finding files has definitely gotten easier over the decades since computers have become so prevalent. But the file location problem is asked more now in relation to cloud deployments as those environments are becoming more prevalent. Let me put your mind at ease a little bit. Users of Prospero can easily download Excel and PDF files created by Prospero from cloud servers to your local workstations using the download button at the bottom right of the Prospero browser window. The post I put on LinkedIn covers this topic in a video and on our message board as well on our website. Hopefully, these tips will help you get the best use of Prospero financial reporting and budgeting, but email me if you need more help at noah.mosley@msxgroup.com. And the link to these posts and videos are all in the description field for this podcast. Now, speaking about the topics that I posted for budgeting, there are several I have rolled out since I started covering that topic for Prospero and the Dynamics ERP solutions. I'll just run through them here for you. There's about 8 of those I've got listed. How to lock and unlock budget data. Keep track of what data can be changed and which data cannot. Preparing to start your first forecast of the year. That's already gone by, so people have already probably finished up their first forecast, but those same concepts can apply to other forecasts throughout the year for the next quarter or the last half of the year. Use copy plan to copy budget details between versions, between like your budgets to your forecast to other forecast versions. Easy one-screen wizard. How to best manage book codes, because every bit of data you store inside Prospero is tied to a book code, and you can have as many different book codes as you need to, and they're most commonly referred to in the column sets. How to create capital detail reports, how to create an HR detail report, and line item detail reports. So some 3 great reports there that get to the dollars that you can look at on a consolidated basis for your entire organization. And then this last one I just posted about how to download Prospero Excel and PDF files to your local desktop from the cloud. So great topics there. A lot of that stuff also applies to reporting inside Prospero. Prospero demos, we have those coming up every month of the year for you. We posted dates for reporting and budgeting demonstrations that run throughout the rest of this year, usually twice a month. Registration is on our website and in the description field for this podcast. These webinars, they start at 2 o'clock Central, and they're just like an hour or less, and we use GoToWebinar to handle attendance. Make sure you can register for those. We do try to record those and post the recordings, but we've had some troubles lately with the recordings, and they haven't always made it as far as the website. Some topics we cover during these demonstrations, and we encourage people to attend, ask questions. Everyone is muted, but they can type in the questions in that GoToWebinar control panel as we go through the different topics. And the topics for financial reporting include stuff like report generation, drill down to account and transaction level details, summarizing drill down by any companies, segments, or dimensions, numeric and graphical analysis of report data, and report distribution options. So some great features there discussed about financial reporting. For budgeting and forecasting, typically we'll handle discussions about the main input screens, including line item detail entries and adding notes to your input screens, human resource budgeting, capital budgeting, history of all your budget changes, using budget or statistical accounts for calculating balances, and instant consolidation. And for the forecasting piece, using the copy plan option to copy data from one budget or forecast to a new budget or forecast. And all the stuff, it's easy to include actuals for those forecasting input screens and reports just by changing the date when you open up the input or run the reports. So some great topics there for all of our demonstrations. Join those if you get a chance. We'll have the registration link in the description field for the podcast, and they're on our website ready to go. DynamicsCon, that has come and gone for us. That was up in Chicago, the Windy City. It has already blown through Chicago. Attendees for DynamicsCon have already found their way back home following the big conference. I mentioned already that we have a few interviews posted from presenters recapping their time there. All had very good comments and and they're all looking forward to next year already. And speaking of next year, early bird registration is already open for 2026. The conference next year is set for May the 12th through the 15th, and the new venue location will be in Las Vegas at the Fontainebleau. Fontainebleau. So great little thing there to get on your calendar and in your budget for next year. Speaking of conferences, Microsoft has a lot of different conferences that they do on a regularly scheduled basis. May has been a very busy month for conferences with DynamicsCon wrapped up. Vision was with the TM group that wrapped up. And I just heard about the other one, Dynamics Minds, which is over in Europe and Slovenia. So that is something that was not on my radar, but I have added to my list of conferences to keep in mind for next year because I love going to Europe, and who knows, if I can squeeze in a trip over there, that would be amazing. And then in October, our next big one, which we're already registered for, we've got classes set up for, will be Summit. That is October 19th to the 23rd down in Orlando, Florida. That's hosted by Dynamic Communities, and registration is still open for Summit and for the classes. And I will be there, so it'd be great to see you in person if you can make it. Financial reporting and Dynamics 365 Business Central. A little bit of topic there for us because we deal with that on a regular basis and more often lately. We've been working with a few clients that have just recently moved to 365 Business Central, and we're working with their partners too. And our decision on how to handle financial statements for them is pretty straightforward. While we are available to assist clients in their reporting needs in BC, and are glad to help anytime we get a chance. Prospero is really the option that we are going to encourage people to go with for their financial statements. So you have BC that pushes data into Prospero for financial statements, your balance sheet statements, income statements, cash flow statements, trial balance statements. All that could be handled in Prospero Financial Reporting. Prospero just has such an easier interface in building, generating, and distributing financial reports. Plus, Prospero is meant for accountants to use without the need for IT or people with special programming language expertise. Most of the knowledge needed for building reports in Prospero is available in pop-up suggestion windows or drop-down lists. Uh, just let us know. Let us set you up a trial site for Prospero using your own GL data. You'll see right away the advantages of using Prospero financial reporting over BC's financial reporting. They're just huge differences in the functionality of the two products there. Just email me at noah.mosley@msxgroup.com for a demo or message me here on LinkedIn. And speaking of trial sites, we do have Prospero trial sites available for financial reporting and for budgeting. You can let us know to add you to our trial site waiting list. The trial sites, we can use demonstration data, or even better, we can use your own data, your own general ledger chart of accounts, your calendar, your book codes, your budgets, your account balances and transactions. We'll set up a couple of test reports for you and walk you through in an online session how to access the trial site, navigate the application, generate reports, make changes to reports, and analyze data. Trial sites are free, no credit card needed, and you are under no obligation to purchase Prospero at the end of your trial. Just email me or use my link for book an appointment in LinkedIn to let me know that you're interested. I have mentioned that Summit is going to be in October down in Orlando. We have 2 classes assigned to us at Dynamic Communities for that session. It's actually the days before Summit actually starts. The first one is for the F&O uh, track, which is going to be D365 F&O financial reporting. And then there's a second class, similar concept for GP users. It's GP Management Reporter Report Building Basics. Registration is open on the Summit website. It is a separate registration from Summit, so you have to register for Summit, and registration for the classes is separate. You can sign up just for the classes, but hey, why not? While you're there, go ahead and do both the classes and Summit. It's a great week to spend down in Orlando and make some connections with other Dynamics users. So I've had AI on my radar for a while. I've been trying to get AI robots or agents to help me with financial reporting and budgeting. Not a lot of luck with that, but I'm making progress because I'm making connections with people who are actively working with AI agents. It's a hot topic at DynamicsCon this past couple of weeks ago. Sean Dorward shared a lot of topics in his sessions, and there's going to be more and more AI sessions coming at Dynamic Communities Summit Conference in October. I plan on being at Summit, and you'll probably see me in a lot of the AI sessions. So if you get a chance, stop me, say hello. Great to meet you in person. And to let you know, I'm not a robot. All right, training classes. We have 3 training classes coming up in this month, June. Registration is only open for it's a few more days, so jump in there and register if you are interested in attending these classes. On June 17th, we have a class for Management Reporter Report Building Basics. That's for users of AX, GP, and SL. In this class, we handle Introduction to Management Reporter, so it's great for new users. We cover building trial balance statements from scratch, building an income statement using reporting trees, walk you through all the exercises online. If you get stuck, we're there to help you get through that and on to the next topic. Very similar concept with the class on the 18th of June, which is Dynamics 365 F&O's financial reporting application. And it's just pretty much the same as we had for the Management Reporter, because when Microsoft rolled this out, they just dropped the name Management Reporter, but really kept all the functionality that was with Management Reporter. So we are handling that for F&O, financial reporting. That's on the 18th. And then on the 19th, we have a class for Prospero financial reporting, building trial balance statements, income statements, departmental location income statements, forecasted income statements. Some great options there to get new users of Prospero well versed in how to build reports inside that application. All right, everybody. Thank you all for joining me. That's all I'm going to post for this podcast. I'm glad you could join me. As always, send me your comments. Good and bad comments are welcomed, but constructive comments are preferred. Likes, shares, and reposts are appreciated. Subscribes are awesome as well. You can subscribe to Dynamics Weekly, the newsletter, on LinkedIn, and you can subscribe to the podcast directly on YouTube. Thank you all, and have a great week.